Welcome back to another edition of The Exchange. I'm Kayla Hodge.
And I'm Shaquille Carswell. As most of you know, we were off for the last 2 weeks thanks to a much-deserved spring break. We had lots of fun and explored lots of fun places, but we are glad to get back to work. So seeing as we just got off spring break, today we are talking about partying.
From drinking to frat parties, partying is an important part of the college experience. It is a social activity as much as it is a dangerous activity, and tonight we're going to talk about the ins and outs of partying.
Now, picture this, a room packed with college students, reeking of natty light and sweat, a little grinding action in the corner and a girl dancing in the middle of a table, music blasting while the police arrives on the scene. College parties are where some memories are made and where some also fade. I've had my fair share of failed attempts to pick up girls and drunken PDAs with complete strangers. The beer pong champ running the table and a floor so disgusting you wouldn't dare take off your shoes. The Princeton Review announced the top 10 ranked party schools in America, starting with number 10, Colgate University, number 9, Tulane University, 8, University of Georgia, 7, West Virginia University, 6, University of California, Santa Barbara, 5, Syracuse University, 4, Bucknell University, 3, University of Wisconsin-Madison, 2, University of Iowa, and sitting at number 1, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Kent State is not on the list, however, as a student, the party doesn't start until I walk in.
I know that's right. Now, we are joined by Lindsay for this week's social media segment. Lindsay?
Hey guys, welcome back. I know you missed us just as much as we missed you, but don't worry, viewer, I have a lot in store for you tonight. Speaking of tonight, do you want to know what I'm doing after the show? Funny you ask, because I'm going to a party. Just kidding, I have no friends. But well, at least I could talk about partying. Anyway, speaking of partying, that is this week's topic. The question we asked was, if you were able to live your college experience over again, would you party less, party more, or not change a thing? Unfortunately, we are unable to read some of the most interesting comments on air due to inappropriateness. Sorry, Disaster Picasso. You get an E for effort, though. Okay, moving on. One of our most loyal viewers, Alexa DeBoard, has once again commented with some wise words. She states, in the words of Joe Dirt, life's a garden, dig it. If you want to party, then dig a hole and bury yourself in it, because you won't amount to anything in life. Wow, I feel some negativity going on here. Let's move on to some happy comments. We have Kristen coming in with some positive feedback, saying, quote, I wish I would have gone out more in my undergrad years. It's easy for me to hermit myself with schoolwork because it's cold. Some of my favorite memories are of the times I went out with my friends, and that's what college is all about. Wait, hold on. Alexa DeBoard is coming back with a change of heart, saying, quote, party more, of course. No one ever looked back at college and said, wow, that was a great nap I took on September 14th. Gotta live it up. Well, I'm glad you climbed out of that dirt hole you dug, you little hermit. Finally, it's about time one of our fellow journalism friends commented. The well-known party animal, Tyler Carey 94, says, quote, I'd say a little bit more, although it's important not to overdo it. I've been able to have my fun, though. That's a great tip, party animal Tyler. It's very important not to overdo it, yet at the same time, make sure you have fun. That's all I have for you this week. Be sure to answer our question on Instagram and Twitter. See you next week.
Jay.
He doesn't hear you. He can't really. Ever since he started smoking pot, all he does now is put on those headphones and listen to Queens of the Stone Age. We used to have fun. But now, we still have fun. In fact, he's funnier while he's high, right, man?
What's brought this on?
Alright, so ever since the Nixon administration, Jason's convinced that hippies, like himself, have to smoke pot, so he does it. But that's not actually true. Nixon convinced people about that so we can associate hippies with pot and African Americans with heroin so we can crack down on them. Kind of a move.
So, Jay's black?
You guys know I can literally hear everything you're saying.
Welcome back to The Exchange. As you know, we here at The Exchange celebrate differing opinions. While many college students like to party, there are others that don't. One such person is our co-producer, Mitch. He created this rant video to let us know how he feels about partying. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name's Mitch. I am one of the producers for The Exchange. I don't like to party, and that's okay. People ask me about this all the time, and I don't really ever know what to say to them, because they say, you want to go to a party with us, Mitch? And I say, no, I don't party, I don't drink, I just don't do that stuff. And they really find it hard to believe for some reason. It's like, not all college students party. I break the stigma, I like to think, but some people think it's uncool, or, I don't know, the two questions I get most are, why are you so boring, and how do you have fun? Like, what kind of questions are those? It's usually very direct. They ask, why are you so boring? Why are you an old grandpa? And I usually say something like, well, number one, I know I'm incredibly boring. I know that. But not all people who don't party are grandpas. They're not all boring people. I mean, people can have fun in other ways, even if they're in college. It makes no sense to me that that's the first question that comes to their mind. One of my friends, they actually called me a grandpa last week because I said, oh, I don't drink and I don't party. And they think it's hilarious, but I always say, what's the point? I mean, it doesn't mean you're a grandpa if you don't party, just saying. Then the conversation almost always shifts to the second question, which is, how do you have fun? And, I have friends. I don't sit home alone and loathe in my self-pity all night. I do have friends. I would prefer to watch a movie on Netflix and to talk with my friends than go out to some club or go out to party. That's just who I am. I like to have fun. I'm not too much of a boring person to where I can't have fun. I don't think. Why would I say I don't like it if I've never tried it? I mean, I've been to parties. I've been to parties and I've tried it, and it's just not for me. I've been here for about 2 years. In the college lifestyle, you definitely run into parties, and it's just I don't care for it. Why would I be saying I don't like partying if I've never actually tried it? That to me is dumb. That's probably the dumbest question. There are lots of dumb questions I get about this. And then the conversation usually always shifts to, well, you don't judge me now because I like to party and you say you don't like to party. And I always tell those people, no, like, why would I judge you? I definitely see the appeal in partying. I'm not blind to that. And I don't judge you for partying. As long as you're safe, as long as you don't hurt anybody, and as long as you're being a little bit responsible, then you're fine. I don't care what you do. You're having fun your way, I'll have fun my own way. I care when you start to judge me about it though, when you call me a grandpa, or when you say I'm boring, because that's not fair for you to call me that. And because I know it's not fair for me to judge you for partying, so you shouldn't judge me for not partying. That's all I really have to say about that. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. There really is nothing wrong with it. It's a part of college culture. I'm not going to stop you from doing it. There's nothing I could say that'll stop you if you really do enjoy it. And you should enjoy it as long as you're being safe. You should enjoy it. I have nothing against you.
Next, we have a Man on the Street video where our very own cast members Sam, Braylon, and Jay went out on campus to get an idea of how students really feel about spring break. Take a look.
Welcome to Man on the Street Spring Break Edition. We want to know, how did you turn up for spring break?
I turned up by absolutely not doing anything I planned on doing, like homework.
I went to some really seedy bars in Cleveland and just got hammered with really shady guys. A lot of them spent time in prison. Very friendly though, surprisingly friendly. They'll tell you stories about one guy, this dude killed somebody, but we had a good conversation about the Cavs game that night. I felt very uncomfortable, but also had a really good time.
I actually went on a missions trip with my church to Mexico to help with 3 orphanages.
Very cool. Giving back. That's an awesome thing.
So, I actually got pretty wild, and I'm embarrassed saying this on TV, but I went to the dentist.
Whoa, stop right there.
Sorry, Mom
Stop.
and Dad.
So what party tips would you guys have for going out with friends?
Go in groups and stay safe. I don't know.
Good general rule. Good general rule. What about you?
Stay hydrated.
Oh, the ways to stay hydrated, my friends. Oh, fun, and fun.
I'd say hydration is a major key.
By hydration, you mean water?
Always.
I will say like when you do party, then if you will drink, then drink in control.
Drink as much as possible, but don't do too many drugs while you're drinking, because it's not a good combination. Just especially stay away from the PCP and the bath salts and the acid.
Stay with your friends.
What's the craziest thing you saw at a party before?
Well, High Fest got shut down because someone got on the roof and threw a bottle of 151 at a horse, and it hit the horse in the face. So,
is the horse okay?
As far as I know, yeah.
Me and my friends all peed on somebody's house, like as a joke. So, there's that.
On another person. Like.
No, it wasn't that on another person.
This guy, like, his pants because he was so drunk. He refused to take off his pants and change. So what people did was people just started pissing all over his pants because they thought that would be so disgusting. He would logically have to take them off, right? Like, that makes sense. But no. Guy powered through, just walked around. Most horrific thing I've ever witnessed.
This one guy I saw on spring break, he had a monkey, and the monkey was drinking with us. Like, it's crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. The monkey was drunk.
Was it taking shots?
Yeah.
Shot taking monkey, that's my kind of monkey.
Pretty crazy.
What is one drug that you think everyone should stay away from?
Oh God, probably heroin. That's the worst thing ever. Like, I feel like that's a drug no one should ever do.
I'd say bath salt's pretty scary. I mean, like one guy ate that other dude's face off, so that's pretty messy.
I'll say like stay away from a lot of caffeine. Like I saw here people drink a lot of Monsters. So Monster is not good for heart. Like they were working for 2 days continuously and taking lot of energy drinks.
Honestly, just stay away from drugs. There you go.
Thanks for that video, guys. Next on the show, we have the best segment. Well, at least in my opinion. Not everything about partying is fun and social. In this segment, I'll help you break down how the media portrays partying and how these messages get conveyed to you, the viewers. This is Lifting the Veil. We all like to party, and having fun is not a bad thing. It's good, especially for us college students, to have some time to unwind and relax. But the problem becomes when one chooses to pick partying over priorities. I know, as a young adult, it can be hard sometimes to choose responsibility over fun. But that's all a part of growing up. I think that the media plays off of the weaknesses, making it harder for us young folks to turn down a party when we have to do adulting. If we look at shows like College Hill, which premiered on BET for a number of seasons, it was clear that the young people on this show did more partying and fighting than they actually did being in college. A lot of shows in the 21st century portray college life as 4 years of party, which at times can be dependent on how you decide to use your free time. But one thing I think the media forgets to show young kids on their way to college, or in college that is, how easy it is to fall behind. This is a whole new ball game. No parents or teachers around to force you to do your work or go to class, or even get out of bed in the morning. We all know that is a task within itself. What is being said, the media doesn't really give us young people a real view of what it's like to be an adult. Yeah, there's freedom to do what you want, but leave out the part about having the power to say no and do what you need to do. As it pertains to partying, it is a very slippery slope. We as young people in a college setting are for the first time away from home in some cases, and we are exposed to a lot of things that our parents may have sheltered us from. Partying is fun when you know your limits. Here's a breakdown. If you know you're not a drinker, then don't drink. There's always that person who gets hammered knowing they won't be able to function. Don't do drugs. Remember, people, everything you put in your body affects you. Don't destroy your body for the sake of a good time. And just know that you may not always feel the effects right now, but all that partying will catch up to you later. Whether it's a beer belly, bad skin, a bad heart or liver, or even messing up your kidneys, nothing, and I mean nothing, is worth your life and good health. On top of that, remember who you are. Where you are, you're in school. Your parents aren't paying all this money for you to be here and waste 90% of your time soaking up the sun in liquor. Actually soak in some of that fun, non-intoxicating information. There are a lot of things around you to do, and try to remember 2 things. 1, you don't need to be wasted to have a good time. 2, always remember, have fun, but be smart. Kick it, but stay conscious. And always remember, you're young. We're supposed to live it up, but don't live it up too much or there will be consequences. That's all the time I have for this edition of Lifting the Veil. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey. The spotlight, put it down. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Put there we go. All right, let's shoot this thing. Anti-drug commercial, take 1. This is crack cocaine. As Rick James once said, it's a hell of a drug. It's addictive and it's very bad. How would I know? Because I was on this the entire time of that last video shoot. See, now you understand why that got really weird at the end, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyways, don't do crack. But you know, since I got all this crack, if you need a guy, I'm the guy.
Welcome back to The Exchange, and welcome to another edition of The Exchanging Views. Today I'm joined by Exchange co-producer Mitch Phelan, Exchange correspondent Jay Cox, and Exchange associate producer Marissa Matthews. Thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Now,
Thank you.
would you say that you are a fan of partying? That is the question for today.
All right, Jay, I think you should answer.
Putting me right in the oven. All right, I see how it is. I'm very pro partying. Like, I just like being social. I like it. It's a good experience, and we're in college. You know, it's kind of part of the bundle if you really think about it. You know, you go out, you have fun, you talk to your friends, you make new friends along the way. Like, I've met a lot of good friends who are actually still friends with me at parties, like going down to the clubs and all that, you know.
I guess I'm going to take like the anti-party approach to this. But you know, I don't judge people who party. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. We're not going to start fist fighting here.
It happened at parties, I know for a fact.
But my point is that I think there are so many other ways that you can be socially active in college without going to parties. You know, and I do have friends. I have quite a few friends, and I don't necessarily meet them at parties. I just kind of meet them through my classes. I meet them through work. And you know, that's the other thing. I don't think I even have time to party. Like, how do you make time to party, Jay?
There's always a way, I'll tell you.
There's always a way. I work too much. I work too much. I have too much homework, I think, to party. But I don't know, Marissa, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. Just really busy with like coursework and stuff can get a little overwhelming, but I wouldn't say that I'm totally against partying, but I'm kind of indifferent a little bit.
You kind of taking the middle ground.
Yeah, I think it's important to have some social outlet to like communicate and stuff, and I think it's also important to also kind of stay focused on why you're here in college. So I guess, I mean, you said it was kind of like part of the college bundle, but I mean, also the other things like your schoolwork and meeting friends like in classes is good.
I mean, it's just like time management, I guess.
Yeah.
It's good figuring it out. Like, okay, here's like, I'm gonna commit an hour to homework, an hour to TV2, wink wink. And then we're gonna go out, we're gonna have fun, like talk to some people. It's all about managing your time.
You're responsible. There are some people who go to this university and several other universities.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Are not responsible.
Let's not go that far. I never said that. Yeah.
You never said you're responsible?
Never, not in my life.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't like to think of myself as necessarily a boring person or, you know, a grandpa, so to say. but I just don't care for partying. It's just not what I like. And you know, there are different ways to have fun. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of how I see it.
Not to interrupt, but I think that's really important. Just because people don't party doesn't make them like boring or dull. I think it just means that, you know, that's not totally their scene, and maybe they enjoy doing something else. And also, you were saying it's also you need to be responsible when you party. It's important not to break the law or get out of hand. You have to know your limit. So that's important.
And piggybacking off of that, do you think that partying is somewhat of a highlight of the college experience, being that we're always here, meeting new people, and a pro for college is, you know, students know that partying is one of them.
Ask me after this Saturday.
I think.
Well, will you remember this on Saturday?
Oh God, not at all. Who are you talking to? Oh, come on.
I think it's important to experience partying sometime during your college period. Sorry, Mitch, but you got to get out there sometime.
That's what I'm about to say. So go ahead. I do have a response to this.
Oh yeah, it's important to
finish.
go out and experience those things and say, oh yeah, I went to a party at so and so, and I did this, and I experienced this. So it's important to do those things because I mean, you can't be dull all the time. But, you know.
Well, so my response to that, and I kind of talked about this in the video I showed earlier as well, is that I have been to parties. It's not like I've never been to a party before. It's just because I've been to parties and because I've had that experience, that's how I know I don't like it. You know, it's not like I'm just staying shelled up in my room saying, oh no, I'm never going to go out to a party. I'm never going to do it ever. Because I've definitely tried it, and I've been to house parties. I went to my friend's house, and it's just I don't enjoy it. You know, the best parties, if you ask me, are just the ones where you're sitting on the couch talking to your friends, because that's what I enjoy.
Well, even that can be, it doesn't have to, like the party that we're plotting out, you know, it doesn't have to be like, oh, going out to the frat house and getting smashed beyond all belief. No, it could be just like sitting with your friends, talking, shooting the breeze, talking about your stuff, yourself, explaining stuff to them, and, you know, or just having fun, you know, like that's highlight of my college career, is just like the late nights, like talking to my friends about life and philosophically, because humans, we're very social creatures. We're meant to be. That's
my definition
why
of
we're
partying.
talking right now.
Right, because my definition of partying
discussing
is like
this
4 or
right
5
now.
people. Right, we're having a party right now. 4 to 5 people, and we're together, sharing interests, talking about
at the
partying.
studio.
Right.
Party on the exchange.
Right, the party at the
that's
exchange.
that's
That's
a
another
sketch.
segment.
Oh,
That's a thing.
Don't even
we
get me
should try
started.
that.
Don't even get me started. Oh, so
Have a
many
little
things.
disco ball coming down, little lights, action here and there.
So many laws will be
We
broken.
can do the shack dance. I don't know if that's a
Shack
thing.
dance.
I don't know if that's a thing or not.
We'll make it a thing. We'll make it a
Right,
thing.
we'll make it a thing. So our last question for tonight: do you think partying on Kent campus is excessive?
No. No, it's not. It could be so much worse. I mean, if you think about schools like, not to put anyone under the bus, but schools like Ohio State, like you look at those things and you say, oh wow, why isn't that at Kent State? And it's like, because that's Ohio State.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't think it's excessive in any type of way.
I think it really depends. You know, me being my casual, I guess, anti-party self, whatever. I went to a concert at the Kent Stage on the night of homecoming. So, you know, when I was walking back, you walk by University Circle, and you hear all these people partying, and they're minding their own business. You know, they're being loud, but they're not necessarily going out and throwing beer balls at you. And you know, you run into some drunk people, but it's not like they're purposefully going out of their way to be obnoxious. So that's something I kind of admire about Kent. That I can't really say for OU or OSU. No, sorry to call those out. But
just threw Ohio University under the bus.
The Party City Kitties. Sorry about that, OU. But Kent is they're very conscious about that, and I think that's also due to Kent has stricter zoning laws. They have stricter partying ordinances that make sure that it doesn't, bother too many people.
To counter that, though, I think that Kent State is sort of excessive in its own. Like, being the pro-party person that I am, say that 3 times fast, I've been out there and I've seen, like, the stuff happen, and I can say sometimes it gets excessive.
Wow, thank you so much for all that you've done for us. That is unfortunately all the time that we have for exchanging the views. I would like to thank our guests for their time and their opinions. Now, we have one last commercial by Jay Cox. The exchange will be right back.
Hey, Jason. it's me, your guitar. Look, I don't like it when you smoke pot. You don't stroke my strings the same way, if you catch my drift. Well, anyway, I just wanted to say that. Anyway, I'm going outside now. I'm gonna go tune myself again, if you catch my drift.
Oh God, I gotta stop doing crack.
Welcome back to The Exchange. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for tonight's show. But before we leave, we have a few things we would like to say. First of all, no matter what your partying habits are, be safe. Don't put yourself or anyone else in danger. But even if you stay safe, be sure to make good decisions. Don't break any laws or do anything stupid, because you will regret it. Be sure to have fun, but to monitor yourself so that you don't cause any problems.
In conclusion, we here on The Exchange would like for our viewers to know the intent of partying are for students to socialize and partake in memorable activities. From social to house parties, the meaning is to bring people together. Remember to find your own place in college, meet good people, and set your priorities. As long as you have those down, it really doesn't matter if your school is a major party school or not. It's what you make it out to be.
That's very true.
Well, that is all that we have for this week's edition of The Exchange. We hope that you have thought about your partying habits and know how to make the right decision. Now, when you want to have a little bit of fun,
be sure to follow us on Twitter at TheExchangeTV2 and on Instagram at TheExchange.tv2 to keep up with the discussion. We'll be posting next week's question very soon, so be sure to respond. Also, be sure to catch all of our past episodes on our YouTube channel at On The Exchange TV2. Good night, everybody.